Hello and welcome to Story Time. Our book today is The Very Clumsy Click Beetle. One fine morning, a young click beetle decided to go for a walk. As you can see, there's a click beetle and it's going for a walk on a wonderful, sunny, bright morning. At noon, it climbed up and down a flower. Now, as you can see, here's our click beetle, and it's climbing up and down a bright red flower. In the afternoon, it rummaged through a pile of pebbles. So here we have all the pebbles, and you can see the beetle's made its way right to the top. In the evening, it crawled among the tall blades of grass. And here we have all the tall blades of grass, and here we have the beetle right at the top of one of the blades of grass. I think it's nighttime now, and I wonder what the beetle is going to do. And as you can see from the picture, there are two beetles. One here and one little one on its back. And when it turned night, the young click beetle crept up a tree. After a while, it got tired and fell to the ground. It landed on its back. The young click beetle tried very hard to turn over onto its feet, but it couldn't. "Help!" it cried. All along, a wise old click beetle had been watching the young click beetle. So I think this is our little click beetle, and this is the wise old click beetle watching him climbing up the tree and falling on his back and asking for help. Tomorrow morning, I will teach you how to click and flip through the air and land on your feet, said the wise old click beetle. In the meantime, you may as well go to sleep. Good night, said the old click beetle. So we have an old wise click beetle trying to teach our little click beetle the ropes of being a click beetle. The next morning, the wise old click beetle said, "Look at me. This is how it's done. First, it turned onto its back, and then with a loud click, it flipped through the air and landed on its feet. Now you try it," said the old wise beetle. So I think this Flipping in the air must be an art that old wise beetles teach their young, and he's just showed him how to do it. Let's see how the young little beetle gets along with it. Thank you, that looks easy, replied the young click beetle. Just then, an earthworm stuck his head up out of the ground. Look at me, said the young click beetle, and with a loud click, it flipped through the air and it landed on its back. Now, do you remember what it should have done? Do you think it should have landed on its back? No, it should have landed on its feet. I think it got distracted when the earthworm rose from the ground. How very clumsy of me, said the young click beetle. Just then a turtle ambled by. And there we have the turtle. Better luck next time, said the turtle. Keep trying. Look at me, said the young click beetle. And with a loud click, it flipped through the air but it landed on its back. How very clumsy of me, said the young click beetle. Just then, a snail slithered by. Don't worry, said the snail. You'll get there. Look at me, said the young click beetle. And with a loud click, doesn't seem like he's got it yet. It flipped through the air and landed on its back. How very clumsy of me, said the young click beetle. Just then, a mouse scurried by. You need a little more practice, said the mouse. Look at me, said the young click beetle, and with a loud click, it flipped through the air, but it landed on its back again. Just then, oh, what was this? The young click beetle had never seen anything so big. It could not move. It was scared. Now, can you see what the click beetle can see? And what does that look like? It looks like a human. And it's two big feet. Quick, quick, and flip, cried the wild old click beetle who was watching. And the young click beetle clicked and flipped through the air. But this time, it did 3 graceful somersaults and landed on its feet. Look at you, shouted the old wise click beetle. You have done it. And that is the end of the story. What a wonderful story this was about this little click beetle trying to learn to flip in the air and fall back on its feet. And at first, it didn't quite get there, but the old wise click beetle never gave up on him, and neither did all the animals passing by, like the turtle and the slithering snail and the earthworm. They all kept reassuring him and wishing him luck. And eventually, when he saw those big human feet, it flipped, did 3 somersaults, and landed on its feet. Now, how many of us have had to try and try and try, but after trying and practicing, we end up getting it right in the end? So never give up on something that you're not quite good at, because if you practice enough, you will get there.